Well, guys, I am back. I actually took 2 days off. I went all the way over to Marquette, and I went over with some friends, and we saw a live band. Went over there and enjoyed some a little bit, and did some wiggling and stuff, and just some dancing. They were a Trophy Boy, and they were playing over in Marquette, and so we went over there and enjoyed ourselves for an evening over there with some friends and stuff, and then I kind of had a dual purpose to it because basically what I was doing is I was going to get more materials and everything, and the list just keeps growing and growing. I keep finding more stuff and everything, but I needed to do another load. Basically, the only other thing I need to do is siding now. And I needed to go over and look at colors and really try to make a final decision before I order the steel and the vinyl and everything. And I keep looking online and the colors just don't match up. And so I wanted to go and look at a person and kind of hold it up, the different colors of siding to the different colors of steel and everything, and try to get the closest thing. It looks like slate blue is going to be the only blue that I can really match up between vinyl and steel. I really wanted to have a more bright color, it was an ocean blue and a steel. It was a real nice bright color. I wanted to have that, but there's no vinyl that matches up to it, no vinyl siding. So everything else is really dark, or otherwise it's kind of more dullish color. So I'm going to end up going with slate blue on the steel and slate blue on the siding. And I sat down last night. Stuff is expensive. I sat down last night and totaled all up with all the materials that I've been buying and everything else and purchasing to do this house. Money goes fast, really fast. So it's the side of this house. I did not expect this. I know that it was rotten over in this corner because when I did the inside, I had to kind of rebuild all this and everything because it was all getting rotten over here. So I kind of did all this before I knew this. I didn't know it was kind of rotten over in that area. Did not see that. So this is all going to be sealed up now. So we're going to get this all fixed up real good and everything. So I've cut the boards off the side of the house that were rotten over in this area. The two boys were over here, the young men, they were helping me. And we got all this stripped down and everything before I left. And I've been looking at this. And so I had replaced the boards down here. The foundation, see, it has this concrete foundation. And then they put these green treated blocking on here to help hold all this up and everything, and that is all fine. Everything's good. The problem is the sill board along the bottom of there is rotten right in this little section right here. It's just gotten rotten, and I really looked at it and stuff. There's a couple boards here that are not so good. I'll have to run up boards alongside of it to string in there, but I need to replace that board, that bottom sill board there, and it looks to be about to over here. From here over seems to be all good and everything. Everything seems to be all nice and solid and stuff. So I'm going to have to put a jack underneath over here, kind of lift this up a little bit to release some of the pressure, and then take a sawzall and cut underneath all the wall boards, the wall framing, and get all the nails out of there that go to the sill, and then pry that sill board out of there. And then take a treated piece of 2x4 probably. I put regular in there, and that's been in for 2 years, and that's good, but I'm probably going to put a treated over here. And because I have some treated stuff sitting here, so I'll put that in there. So that's the main thing that I need to get done, and then I can start putting all the wall boards back on here and stuff, and insulate and re-insulating all this. And I decided I'm going to pull out this window frame. There used to be a wooden window in here when I first bought the house, and it was leaking really bad, and it was not sealing up good. So I ended up buying a brand new vinyl window, and I put it in here, and I just kind of put it onto the framing that was in here, and it worked. This stuck out a ways, and it seemed to sit right on there, and then it didn't, would seal and the water would run off of it and stuff, but it has been leaking. And you can see it's been coming over here, and that's what's rotted it out. So this is all going to come out, and this is the whole reason why I'm doing all of this stuff. I know that I'm going to find some spots when I go around this house that are going to need patching up and fixing. And so I decided I'm going to pull this whole, this is like an old wooden window frame in here, and I just put trim boards in there. I'm going to pull this whole window frame out and frame this in with 2x4s. I've measured a window, it's 28 by 46, and Then I'm going to put 2x4s all in here and frame this out right. And then I'll insulate everything, get the sill board in there, insulate everything. And then I will bring the house boards here right out to the framing and stuff and tie it in like it's supposed to. All right, guys, I got this all framed out. I got a new sill board put down there, got it onto the concrete and everything. And what happened is somebody put some blocking underneath here. It went underneath, probably the boards were getting rotten. They just put blocking every once in a while. And that's fine and stuff, totally understandable. But they didn't go down to the good wood, you know what I mean? And so I've got this all done. I got this window all framed in, all good and new. Anytime there's a wall stud or something like that that seemed like it was a little rotten, I actually plated it, went up to where there was good solid wood, and screws and nails and everything, put that all in there. So that's all fixed up good and everything else. And then wherever I've jacked it up, and then I put green treated stuff and got it all nice and tight and everything. And I got it up to this window. Right now I'm going to go get insulation and replace any of the insulation that I pulled out that was bad. Re-insulate it and start putting the house boards back up on here and get this all built up good. Well, guys, I got this wall all done up. It's all brand new wood in there, all nice and secure in bottom, all brand new sill and everything. I started going across here and I was thinking about putting it all ending by that window, but I don't want to do that. I want to have the seams on these wall boards on the house all in the same spot. So I decided to stagger them, and I say, you know what, let's get down here and let's tear this apart, see what we got to do. Woo, boy. Yeah, that is complete air. That is the crawl space underneath there. It's about a 3.5 foot deep crawl space underneath there. And there's nothing. This is the main bedroom here, and there's nothing holding this. It's the beam next in that's basically holding all the weight of this side of the house. So I am building a whole rafter deal, or kind of deal that's going to go on there. It's going to sit on the concrete on the foundation and then go up to that night. The sill board is actually okay. It's the stuff that was in between there was all junk. So I'm building a whole deal that's going to just slide right in there, and it'll be 16 on inch 2x6s going in there holding the strength of this. So, well, putting it together, and I'll slap it in there. And there you go, by magic. I have a wall that's supported again. So I built this all in here and put it all in, and new framing all up in there. So now this wall has good framing holding it. Ripped off a couple of the junk boards there. I still got to cut all this and everything. But did get all the siding pulled off and everything. And I think tomorrow will be a day that I finish this out and everything else, and start getting some plywood put on here. This out here, this pole is sticking out too far. So when you go up here, I'm gonna have to put some blocks or something and put the OSB kind of angled from that corner, kind of coming out to meet this. The pole is like really close to being level. It could have went in more on the top, but it's where it is. And he didn't quite set that quite where I want it, but it's okay. I'll live with it. I'll make it work. But I'm gonna have to really mess with stuff up there and get that, because it's not even close to being with the outside of the house. But I won't really know until I get all that siding ripped off up there and see where we're going. So another day, I'm gonna do some cleanup and get out of here. Well, guys, there it is, finally finished. Got all the rotten wood out of here. Got it all out, got it all replaced and everything. So now I'm gonna put a sheet of tar paper over it, and then start with the treated plywood in the bottom and the OSB on the top. And I'm gonna try to get this done here quick, and then so I can get the windows back in tonight yet. Got a little chilly in the house. Well, guys, whew, try to get out of the sun here. It is finally sheeted. Wow. This took 4 days for this side of the house. It was a lot of work too. It was a lot of work. I used the bucket to lift the plywood up there and everything else, but it was still a lot. It was a lot of work for me and my capabilities. But it's done. I could not believe it, actually. Last night I was a little sore last night. I was doing my rehab last night, and I was like, oh, I think I did enough rehab for today. but I did it all. So, but I got it all up there. So now I just got to do all the trim and all that, do all the soffit trim all across here, And that's pretty easy and lightweight. I just put the bucket up there and I just go up the ladder, stand on there, and got to put the F trim up, and then just cut the pieces of trim, the soffit, and put them up there. And this is a little air staple gun. Put them up there, and then the facial trim gets put on. Pretty easy. Get all this done, and then the guy shows up here today. He can start capping the roof. That'd be awesome. So I think I'm going to let you guys go. I hope that everybody out there is having themselves a great day, great night as you watch this here video. And if you are not, well, I can certainly try that all over again tomorrow. I've had a lot of suggestions on this house, and some really good ones, and some really good comments on, you know, how you should be waterproofing and all this other stuff. Just to answer these questions real quickly, this is not a $200,000 home. I bought this house for $12,900. Okay, I bought this place really cheap. I put about $7,000 to $9,000 on the interior of it, fixed that all up, and now I'm doing the exterior and everything. And when I get all done and said, I'll have about $35,000 into it, somewhere around in there, I figure. It's actually assessed at $34,000. That's what this house is assessed. Now that's not getting done, I'm hoping the assessor just stays away, but you know, whatever. She'll probably get me sometime. But the thing is that I've had some suggestions of like waterproofing and saying putting, you know, like the steel on the sides, you know, isn't it going to rust? No, it isn't going to rust. It's painted with a coating on it and everything else. It's the same stuff that's up in the roof. And their warranty, I think, like 20 years or something like this. I mean, it's been on pole barns all over the place, you know, and on walls and everything. No, it doesn't rust. And I put this piece of steel, it's down probably a couple inches, 3-4 inches down into the ground and stuff. And I put it over the foundation and I put it up behind the wall. This side is actually aluminum. I had a roll of aluminum on this side, use it on here. But the rest of the house is that it's got steel around it. And that will be good enough. I know one person was saying something about, you know, digging it all the way around and spray coating and all this other stuff. You have to remember something. There's a dirt floor in my crawl space. So it has the foundation walls and everything, but the floor down there is dirt. So there's going to be water that's going to get in there. It's always going to be, I plan on like putting concrete down underneath this house someday, probably next summer or something like that. And then putting a dehumidifier in there, and I think that would really help out a lot, keeping it dry underneath the house. But like a sump pump and everything else. But this is really good enough for this. You know, if I wanted to go and dig around the whole foundation, have a company come in here and dig out the whole foundation and around there, and then spray coat it and put this texture stuff on and everything else, that's great. But I mean, what's it going to cost me? $10,000-$15,000? I mean, that's what I paid for the house. So, I mean, this house is like 75 years old, I believe, if not older. And it's made it this long without this stuff, without the treated and everything else on it. I think it'll make her quite a while with the way that it's coming along here. So, yeah, they're really good comments and everything. But on this house, it's a little different. This is kind of a cheaper house, and just bringing it back and taking care of all the rotten stuff and putting better stuff up and wrapping it up good and everything so it'll be sealed up as good as I can. And I think it'll last a long time, and it'll last a lot longer than me. I bet you that. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'll see you later.